Why did you shoot my daddy and me? Tried to shoot a kid's dad.
What's going on, America? I'm the right-winged angel out of Mac, and in this video, we got to talk about this 6-year-old girl and her father who were shot by a homeowner just because their basketball went into his front yard. Now, if you're wondering why this story isn't making headline news, you're about to find out. Check this out.
It is all unbelievable to the youngest victim.
We don't even know the man.
Kinsley White talked to me while holding her grandfather's hand with sadness in her eyes, stitches from bullet fragments in her cheek, and a daunting question on her mind.
Why did you shoot my daddy and me? Tried to shoot a kid's dad.
Yes.
Kinsley.
Wow, that breaks my heart. That really does. Watching that little girl and the trauma that she had to experience through this horrifying incident. But ask the question, why did you think this story not make headline news? Well, you can see the victims are white, but let's see who the shooter is, shall we?
His mother told me she was outside too and heard Robert Singletary say this.
Looked at my husband and my daughter and told them, I'm going to kill you.
Ashley Hildebrand said Singletary chased them while shooting.
Oh, you see that? Now we know why this story is not making big headlines and not generating millions of dollars in GoFundMe, because the victims were white and the shooter is black. So when the victim is white and the shooter is black, nobody cares. Nobody donates. Nobody wants to protest. I don't like that, okay? Let me just be frank and real with you. I'm somebody who believes in equality. And if you believe in real equality in this country, then you should want the same attention for every situation where some crazy person with a gun starts shooting just because somebody was on their property. I believe that the Ralph Yarl situation is a horrible tragedy that should have never happened. And I believe that the old man that shot him was wrong. And the attention that it's getting, it's fine. It's a 16-year-old kid who was shot just because he rang the wrong doorbell. I get it. Nobody wants to see that happening. The thing that I have a problem with is when you have situations like this, where you have a 6-year-old girl who was shot, where you have a father who was shot and is still recovering in the hospital, I believe, and is going, I think he had some damage done to either his liver or his kidney. When you have a situation like that happens and it doesn't garner nearly as much attention as the other situation, just based on the race of the victim and the perpetrator, that's wrong in my opinion. If we're going to generate all this attention for one, then we need to generate the attention for the other. When we saw the situation with Kaylin Gillis, that situation, in my opinion, was even worse than the situation with Ralph Yarl. It's hard for me to pronounce his last name. I think it was worse than that situation. You have a woman who was in the car with her friends and pulled into someone's driveway. She didn't ring the doorbell. She didn't really go onto his property. She wasn't out of the car. She pulled into his driveway with her friends, and the guy just started shooting at them from his porch. And the girl died because of that. So I believe that situation is worse. But you have Kaylin, her GoFundMe only generates $100,000, while Ralph Yarl's GoFundMe generates $3 million. Caitlin died. Ralph Yarl is still alive. So tell me why the one that's still alive has more sympathy than the one that died. It's because the one that is still alive is black and was shot by a white person, and the one that died is white and shot by a white person. We shouldn't be deciding which cases get our attention based on race. That's called racism.
She said her husband, William White, tried to draw gunfire towards him and away from the children. He was shot in the back in his front yard. Hildebrand said Singletary kept shooting, missing repeatedly until he was out of bullets. A shot grazed her too.
I believe he would have got me and my husband too.
Really?
He just wasn't out of bullets.
Our cameras were there today as police performed a tactical search of Singletary's home. They also went door to door in the community asking if neighbors had seen him.
Use all the resources we can.
U.S. Marshals are joining in the search. Singletary faces 4 counts of attempted murder, but prosecutors could file more charges because of shots fired into neighbors' homes.
Now, who you think needs to be demonized more? The old man who woke up out of his sleep at 10 o'clock at night because he heard his doorbell and he thought someone was pulling on his door handle trying to get into his home? Or the person who had a kid that threw their basketball on their front lawn and comes out with a gun and starts shooting and then tries to hit everybody and only stopped shooting because he ran out of bullets and he said he was going to kill the 6-year-old and her father just for their basketball going on his front yard. Who deserves to be demonized more? You know the right answer because you're watching this video, but there's a lot of people who don't.
We'll be damn sure to be loud and clear when this case comes to court. And the people of Gaston County will see and hear our commitment to that prosecution.
Neighbors say Singletary was new to the area and often threatened children in the neighborhood. He was already out on bond after reportedly attacking a woman with a sledgehammer.
Just please turn yourself in. I mean, there was no sense in what you did.
He attacked a woman with a sledgehammer. That's what we always talk about. We have these criminals that are out on bond, and once they're out on bond, they just commit other crimes. And a lot of times the crimes they commit while they're out on bond are worse than the crimes that they committed to get on bond. Go figure. That's why I don't have sympathy for criminals. I'm sorry. If you've done something wrong, then maybe and if it's something violent like this, maybe you just deserve to sit in prison, or not in prison, in jail until your trial. You don't deserve to walk amongst civilized people. You sitting there, then you have your day in trial. Now, if you found not guilty, cool, then you let go. But if there's enough evidence against you for where you are deemed as a threat to society because you threatened somebody with a sledgehammer, you assaulted somebody with a sledgehammer, that sounds like a threat to society. That sounds like you can do something else later on. So this person deserved to sit in jail until his trial for that case. If that would have happened, then he would never have that opportunity to shoot this 6-year-old girl and her father. But that's where we are in today's society, where deranged people get to walk amongst us and commit more crime because we're so laxed on criminals these days. It seems like a lot of times we care more about the criminals than we do about the victims. We care more about the criminals than we do about our law-abiding citizens. We want to do something about taking guns away from law-abiding citizens, but we're not trying to stop criminals from getting guns. So that is what it is. I mean, I'm saddened by this case and this situation where this little girl had to be shot. This father had to be shot by this maniac who should deserve to sit in jail. So it is what it is. You tell me what you guys think about this situation. And you know why you're not hearing more about this on the news, because the races of the victims and the perpetrators did not fit the media's narrative. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.